the work-life balance is always a factor, and I think it's healthy to go, to be, out of balance, one way or the other. You either need to be dedicating the time to the family when it needs to be done, or dedicating time to the business operations when it needs to be done. So I think it's a healthy condition to be have a challenge in the work-life balance. But I've always looked at it as things happen for a reason, and I allow that kind of mantra to lead me.
Welcome to Mastering the Numbers. I'm your host, Joe Mallo. Today, our guest is Forest Bookman. He is the area president for FocusCFO. Forrest, thank you very much for taking part in the interview series.
Yeah, my pleasure, Joe. Appreciate being here.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been looking forward to. I know, we've been talking off and on over the course of the last few months. I've been really interested in learning more about Focus CFO and how you help companies out there. So, well, why don't we just start there? Share with the audience a little bit more about Focus CFO.
Absolutely. So at 30,000 feet, it's a pretty easy concept to grasp. We're a fractional CFO service, which means we target small business owners, of which we define between about 3 and 30 million in annual revenues. Certainly, we have many clients north of 30. But what we find is businesses in that size don't necessarily have the funds or have the capacity to utilize a full-time CFO, but they can certainly benefit from the opportunity of bringing in a very experienced 30, 35 plus year individual that has worked in industry and has the benefit of all the experience of being able to work as a full, as a fractional CFO for the organization. So it's a win-win on both sides. The client gets a very targeted individual that works on strategic value of the financial side of the organization. And then it's a win-win on our side as well because we're working with clients that appreciate the service and there's a high value of the organization. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what part of Ohio are you located in? Since you're the area president, what's your area?
Yeah, so I work in northeastern Ohio. So I focus on those counties within northeastern Ohio. Certainly, we have the ability to go in other directions, but we try and keep it simple and stay within those boundaries. It's better for all included. So.
Sure, I'm sure. So, what inspired you to start your own business?
Well, to be clear, this isn't actually my own business. I'm a partner in an organization. But my background, I owned a manufacturing business for 17 years and had the opportunity to grow that and sell that back in 2012. And this has been a culmination of a lot of my experience and background, and now being able to give back to the small business community and be able to commiserate or help the owners in their organizations and the challenge. The saying is, it's lonely at the top, but all business owners, in my opinion, the better they surround themselves with great resources, the better their business will be.
Yeah, what I've found talking to business owners is there's all kinds of resources out there to help them in many, many ways. They're just not aware of all the resources, right? You get so ingrained in what you're doing day to day, where some people may not even know that there's the ability to have a fractional CFO.
That is very true, Joe. I was one of those individuals running my business day to day, focusing on the operations. I was definitely cut from the cloth, sales and marketing cloth. Um, so I was actually, what's the saying? I think it's the Hair Club for Men, saying, not only am I an owner, but I'm also a client. So I wish I knew that there was fractional services, whether it be CFO or whether it be, the other fractional engagements out there these days. I wish I knew about these services back when I was running my own manufacturing business. But yeah, there are plenty of resources out there, and I've learned over the years that there's a lot of people that are willing and able and have the capability of helping business owners for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I've been fortunate to find a fractional marketing team, something that I did not know existed. And I don't need a full time marketing group, but they do a phenomenal job on a fractional basis. So yeah, there's so many things out there that I've learned that are valuable. You just have to find them out. So, what have been some of the biggest challenges or struggles in getting Focus CFO up and running and growing?
Yeah, initially it was spreading the word, embracing the fractional world is and is still new to the market. I think it's taken shape here in the last certainly the pandemic thrust fractional services forward as well. But just like any other business, getting the word out, and whether it be through marketing channels or whether it be through word of mouth or working through other service providers, just that's probably the challenge that we've all faced as business owners and business leaders.
Yeah. And how many years have you been with Focus CFO?
A little over 7 years.
Over 7 years. Okay. So over the last 7 years of helping Focus CFO grow, is there anything you would have done differently in the growth side of it?
Wow, that's a good question. Honestly, the short answer is no, because like many individuals will tell you, you have to go through the process. It's part of the journey to be able to learn what you don't know. So there wasn't a lot of mistakes along the way, but there was a lot of learning opportunities. So I wouldn't pinpoint on anything that I would say was a mistake that didn't then turn into an opportunity to learn. So
Yeah, I think that's what you have to do. I mean, you have to learn along the way. You have to every year learn more and more and more. I don't think that ever stops. If you want to be at the top of your, the top of your group. So I talk about this with a lot of people. I know you're busy. We've had challenges getting together a couple different times. How do you balance your personal and professional life? I know you have children as well. How do you balance that, or is that something that you don't even try to do?
uh, that's yeah, I was fortunate to be part of some peer groups back in my day when I was running my operation. So the work-life balance is a constant challenge as we've all been faced with throughout our careers. Um, I feel quite blessed, to be honest, with you right now, Joe, that I'm fortunate enough to be able to control my own calendar, which the buck stops with me. So it's important for me to make sure that I continue to challenge myself. Um, the work-life balance is always a factor, and I think it's healthy to go to be out of balance one way or the other. You either need to be dedicating the time to the family when it needs to be done, or dedicating time to the business operations when it needs to be done. So I think it's a healthy condition to be have a challenge in the work-life balance. But I've always looked at it as things happen for a reason, and I allow that kind of mantra to lead me.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's probably the number one thing that I hear from business owners and even corporate professionals is the work life balance side of it. And I don't have this realization that there's a 50-50. There's never a 50-50. Like you said, I think it's going to skew one way or the other at different times. It's just trying to bring it into balance is important. Whether you truly get there, that's
Yeah.
difficult.
Well, I think, yeah,
So
like you said a little bit earlier, being out of balance is not unhealthy. Being out of balance
yeah.
is that's your time is demanded on one side of the scale or the other. So it's not unhealthy. It's just it's more normal than abnormal. So
Yeah, I was telling you, a 70-30 balance might be exactly what somebody needs.
Right.
right? It might work perfect for their situation. You just have to get to that 70/30. So,
Right.
do you have a support team either at work or at home that helps keep you on track with your goals?
Absolutely. Well, as I said just a bit earlier, yeah, it's self-guided, so it's me and me first. So I have to be my own guiding light. But I have a fantastic support group throughout Northeastern Ohio and beyond. Our organization is spread over, I believe, 12 states at this point. So to be honest with you, the internal network within Focus CFO is by far the greatest surprise of being a part of this organization, and it continues to deliver amazing results because of the value of the people that we have within our organization, just from a perspective of being able to, we all are here for the same reason. So our culture has been created by us, based on how we're all ticking, and the whole our whole purpose behind, being serving the clients, and serving the community. So we
Yeah.
all kind of are supporting each other.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's fantastic. Whether somebody has a mentor, where they have colleagues where you can get together and bounce ideas off of, or if you're stressed and something isn't working, picking other people's brains. I mean, I've always found that that's incredibly important.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, having a good support group, and you know, it's wonderful to be able to know that you can pick up the phone and you'll get however many answers you want. So,
yeah, exactly. I really enjoy organizations like that. I'm in one like that as well. So how do you, or what keeps you motivated? What keeps you focused on growing the business and continuing to be successful?
seeing the satisfaction, and watching the model actually work, in the purpose that we set out to, as that we want to deliver. So it's personally satisfying, but in addition, it's also professionally satisfying to be able to see the results, and drive the results, and get the accolades that the clients are happy to provide, and be able to support the community, and the suppliers and the employees, they all, that's the heartbeat of the organization. So it's very fulfilling and rewarding to be a part of that journey.
I don't think someone can truly grow a business to where they want to if they don't like what they're doing. If they don't have that satisfaction, it's so. I can't imagine it being possible if you hated what you're doing to be successful. So I think that's great that
Yeah.
that you feel that way.
Well, it's
Uh,
certainly a challenge. Yeah. We are all of us, and me included. I didn't have, so there were some bumps in the road, and yeah, it is a challenge to be able to find exactly what's in line with, what you want to do as a career, and what actually works, to you know be fulfilling for your family, and your future. So yeah, it's I think what we were talking about earlier, there's definitely, you got to go through the journey to get to the end, or to the success, so to speak. So
yeah, yeah, everybody's going to get some bumps and bruises along the way.
that's
It's just the
right.
way. It's just the way it is. To take this a little bit different direction, is there a lot of innovation or is there a lot of change in your industry year to year?
Well, it's relatively new still with the fractional services. So I would say innovation. I mean, not necessarily with our model, but certainly we have to adopt and adapt to changing conditions in the marketplace. I mean, AI is the hot button. Cybersecurity was strong for a while, still is, and we have to continuously be continuous learners to be able to bring value to the marketplace. So.
Yeah. Well, that being said, how do you separate yourselves from other competitors or other organizations that might do something similar to what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest separation that we bring to the table is we firmly believe that the value is on site, being able to roll up our sleeves and not only bring ideas to the table, but also then see them through, be implementers and integrators of the organization rather than just idea generators. So it's critically important that we deliver, results, but while we're also staying ahead of the strategic future ideas as well. So it's important for us to make sure that we're delivering that hands-on, roll up our sleeves. So I think that's a key differentiator. Other groups do that for sure, but we strongly believe that remote engagements have become hot, but it's still important to make sure that you have a pulse and feel for the culture of the business. And then I would say, another differentiator that we've established is me being an area president. We have a clear distinction between what we would see, identify as development and delivery. Doing the development work is a whole challenge and a whole different direction than doing the delivery. So we have a clear distinction between the two different there's a delivery team, which is our CFO team, and then there's a development team, which is our area president team. And the beauty of that is, when we engage with a client, they get both of us. They get a whole lot of the CFO's time on a weekly basis, and then they also get us as part of the team as well. So we're resource gatherers. Most of us are former business owners, so we can understand the challenges that the CEO, the CEO of the organizations are faced with on an annual basis.
Yeah. So is a lot of the work that you do, is it I think you mentioned on site. So your fractional CFOs, are they on site? Are they on Zoom? What does that look like?
They are on site. I mean, certainly, some clients are open and you know to remote engagements, but we still believe that it's important to have a significant portion of the connection and the trust building relationship as part of the on-site engagement to work with not only the owner of the business, but also the leadership and management teams.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed being face to face on site in any of my interactions with individuals or business owners. I find that a little bit more rewarding, and I'm able to help a lot more instead of just doing everything over the phone or on Zoom. So I would agree there. Let's say somebody wanted to get into a similar industry to yours. What do you find to be the most challenging part of your industry?
You hit me on a lot of challenges. There's all these challenges.
Oh, that's
Yeah, yeah. So,
that's what everybody wants answers to.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, it's not too different than starting any other business. The challenges obviously, become, sales and marketing to begin with, whether you're producing a product or a service, you certainly, it starts with being able to, one, deliver that product or service, but also then have an audience that's, willing to accept your service or needs your product. So, the basic foundational challenges, it all begins there as, concept development and continuing to market and find your market, and whether it be more niche or whether it be, expansive, you got to determine, what's the best course of direction for the organization. So.
Yeah, agreed. So where do you see your business in the next 12 to 36 months?
Continuing down the same path, we're actually on a pretty good growth trajectory, not only here in Northeastern Ohio, but throughout the other states. And we're continuing to look for additional talent so we can find other business owners that are looking to walk the journey alongside us, and we're continuously looking for you know, situations that a business owner is looking for what we call sustainable, transferable business value. It's a foregone conclusion that business owners going to transition their business either voluntarily or involuntarily, and it's tough to go at it alone. So it's always good to have a co-pilot to be able to fly the plane from time to time.
Yeah. You mentioned talent a little bit earlier. Is finding additional talent, is that difficult in this day and age, or is that something that could slow down the trajectory of growth?
Yeah, I think the talent is always difficult, but it's a bit unique within our structure because, and I know unique is used too often, but most often the individuals that are joining our organizations are have had a large bite of the apple and are looking just to kind of change the course of direction, maybe find more balance in their life,
Yeah.
or maybe find more variety in their life. So it's usually the individuals that join our organization are coming to us rather than us going and finding them. So
That's a nice problem to have.
yeah, it's not perfect, but it works.
It works, right? Last couple questions. What's some of the best business advice you've ever received from anybody?
Yeah, stick with it. I mean, businesses are challenges, and as long as you're relying upon your people and your peers and making sure that you're getting good advice and surrounding yourself with great people, great talent, dedicated individuals. That's one of the challenges we're faced with today and have been in the past and will be in the future is surrounding yourself with great people that you can trust and believe their advice and have them help you walk the journey alongside. There is a component of leadership. Sometimes you have to make the decision, but as long as you've got a good support group around you, they'll back you 100%. So.
I mean, surrounding yourself with great people is something I hear a lot. So
Absolutely.
I think everybody knows that at this point. You have to have great people. So, final question for you. Let's say you ran into somebody who wanted to start a business. They just can't get themselves over the fence to get it going. What kind of advice would you give them?
I would say continue to do your research. Look for someone who maybe has done it before or been there, done that. There's a lot of resources out there, like we talked earlier. At sometimes you get in a bit of a stalemate or frustration point. That's exactly the opportunity and moment that you need to start looking outside and start talking and networking with others, because there's most likely someone's that walked in those shoes before. So it's important to make sure that you take a pause and say, all right, if I need assistance or guidance or support, I need to be finding out who's actually been there and done that and can be a good sounding board. So
Yeah. You think it's important in that situation to make sure that you're consulting with other people to so that you're not making the decision all on your own. Other people, whether it's a mentor, they're there to help you.
yeah, I mean, business coaches, I am a firm believer, there's all sorts of opportunities. I mean, my father was a huge influence in my business career. I mean, there's all sorts of individuals. It could be an uncle, an aunt. There's many ways to find great people that are going to be supportive or like-minded, and it's going out and asking a lot of good questions and doing a lot of active listening.
Yeah, I think that's the key. Go out, talk to people, actively listen. Don't just go through it alone. It'll typically turn out better if you do it the other way. So, listen, I really appreciate you spending some time with me. A lot of good information here to digest. If anybody that's listening to this call wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way?
Certainly my mobile rings, but I might not know your number, so but my mobile number, but email as well. Certainly LinkedIn is a channel that we all use these days, but any one of the three, I'm happy to take the call.
Okay. Well, can you share with the group your email address?
Yeah, my email address is f.bookman, so my first initial and my last name at FocusCFO.com.
Great, great. Well, so once again, I really appreciate you taking part in this interview series, and everybody out there listening. Thanks again for attending another episode of Mastering the Numbers. We'll catch you next week.
Thanks
Forrest,
a lot,
thanks
Jeff.
again.
Stay warm. Yep.
Take care. You've just tuned into another episode of Mastering the Numbers. We hope you found valuable insight to boost your financial success. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite platform and leave us a review. Keep pushing forward, and thanks for listening.